It's that time again. It is that time again, everybody. I do believe we're live right now. I hope we're live. A little different music, Started out a little more exciting. I see some new names. Hello, everyone. And good morning, Vietnam. Wow, it's Thursday already. Is it just me? Or does each week go by so fast? Is it because I'm getting old? Maybe. Hello, everyone. So, I know you hear me say it all the time. How busy I've been. Nhưng mà thực sự busy thiệt các quý vị ơi. And then tự nhiên mình nhớ thứ năm. And so I had to put together a very quick lesson. So it had to be something maybe easy to talk about. And I get a lot of requests from people who want to know how to be a better public speaker. If you're watching from the United States, let me see a 1 in the comments. Why? Because you're always number 1 with me. Hello. If you're watching from Vietnam, 2. Hello, Canada, 3. And you know what? Just because it's become habit now. Úc sẽ là số 4 nha. Okay? Oi. We're Australians. Okay? Number 4. And okay, let's get right to it. We've got someone from Arizona. Oh, from Arizona with love. Well, hello, Arizona, where it is hot in the summer. Well, I love you back there, Arizona. Thank you. And I love this. So the podcast by Mata, Orville, California. Hello. Nice to see you on here. I hope your podcast is going well. And we've got some people from Vietnam, as always. That's awesome. Very nice. Hello, everybody. If I stood here and said hello to everyone, hớt giờ hớt, right home. So I see you. So thank you. So tonight we're going to talk about how to be a better public speaker. People come to me with like lots of questions. You should know that some people, it just comes naturally, right? Right. And sometimes even the professionals still get very nervous. They still get stage fright. I know people who've worked in television for 20, 30 years, and they still get nervous right before they go on air. So that's normal. I've never been like that. So I've always been very comfortable, but I'm just one of those people. I'm comfortable wherever. Now, I'm comfortable talking to one person. I'm comfortable just talking to a camera. So you need to, I think everyone needs their own style. But when you think of speaking, think of the people you like listening to and why you like listening to them. Okay? Là tại vì mình thích cái kiểu, cái cách của họ. It's not always what they're saying. In fact, most of the time it's how they're saying it. So to be an effective speaker, it's the way you're presenting whatever you're presenting. Right? It could be for business. It could be, I know people who get nervous because they have to give a speech at their daughter's wedding. I know people who get nervous if they're in a party and someone says something about them and everyone turns to look at them and suddenly they can't talk. So we're going to go through some things that I hope will help you. Okay. In the audience right now, I just wanna hear from you. Like, what do you hate most? What do you hate most about having to speak in front of a crowd? Whether it's on stage or in a big gathering or for work, you gotta get up in front of the meeting, all these people around. What do you not like doing? Do you get nervous? Are you afraid your English isn't good enough? Are you afraid they won't understand you? Body language is awkward. Anderson, thank you for saying that. Body language is very important. And when people don't know what they to do, they start doing things that drives the audience nuts. So, okay, let's get started. Ready? 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 How to be a better public speaker. This was from the Viet Fashion Show. The only time I really get nervous is when I have to speak Vietnamese. And my Vietnamese is getting better and better by the day. But like, if you ask me to give a speech, I don't even have to prepare if it's in English. If, I do a lot of keynote speeches, I never prepare anything. I just wing it just because I like talking from the heart and I just talk and I'm very comfortable. That's probably why I can do a 1 hour live stream and talk and talk and you're not talking to me, but I'm very comfortable. Okay. Okay. Wow. So pronunciation, people are very concerned. How do I sound? Am I saying this correctly? Right? When you're nervous and you use what are called filler words. Filler words. Những cái chữ nó không có meaning. Nhưng mà khi mà mình đang kiếm cái chữ khác á, mình hay nói những cái chữ mà nó bị dư. Right? They're extra words, not needed. So I do a podcast, and when I talk to people after, I have to edit it. And a lot of my editing is taking out the ums, or people start repeating themselves, okay, when they're nervous or when they're trying to come up with the next thought. So that's a big problem a lot of people have. So let's get back to the slides. I just made these up, so I hope there are no mistakes on them. Words have power. Do we agree on that? Words have power. Yep. Words can inspire people. Words can hurt people. Words have power. Okay? You can inform people. Yeah, when I was a newscaster, words inform people, which is why it's very important for the media to do its job correctly, because words have power. Because words can persuade people. You can use your words to persuade people, to change their minds. And you can use words to educate people. Okay, educating people. Of course, words can do harm as well. And let's try to put a positive spin, everybody. So inform, persuade, educate. So if words have power, then how you say them, okay, the manner in which you deliver the words, okay, that gives them strength. Just think about that for a second. Words have power. How you say them gives them strength. If how you say them isn't really powerful, isn't really impactful, well, then they lose their strength. They lose their power. Bởi vậy tại sao sometimes mình nghe người này mình nghe họ nói mình thích lắm. Bây giờ nói gì cũng được, mình cứ ngồi mình thích nghe. Okay? One person can say the same thing Deliver the same type of message, talk about the same topic. You're going to like one more than the other. And it's because of their presentation skills, okay? Their communication skills. How are they saying it? In order to be a good public speaker, you have to know your audience. Who are you talking to? Now, who are they? Are they students? Are they younger? Are they professionals? You got to know who they are. You can't speak the same way to everyone. That's why when we talk to kids, we change the way we talk. Because why? Because we want them to relate with us, right? Why are they there? So if you're speaking, why is your audience there? Are they there to learn something? Are they there to buy something? So remember why they're there. That helps you develop how you present your message. And then how well do they know you? Are you a complete stranger? You're just some person. Or do they already know you? Okay, that affects your style, how you're going to say something. All right. Okay, then here we go. Let your personality come through. You may like listening to, I don't know, so these speakers, these motivational speakers. Is it Tony Robbins? Is that his name? You know, everyone's got their own style. Like I don't care for most of them. I don't like overbearing rah rah rah. I don't like that. I like listening to people who I feel like are sharing something. I like listening to people whom I think are being real. Right? I'm not here to see a presentation. I'm here to listen to you talk. That's what I like. Right? So let your personality come through. How do you do that? Well, for me, use a little humor, okay? Tell short stories, put a personal touch on your message. Don't get on stage and just start like a speech. That's boring. By the way, so I recently got asked to be the keynote speaker for a high school in Orange County where they're doing some leadership type stuff. And I love talking to kids, but I will never prepare a speech. I can't. Like most people have to. I actually can't. It bothers me to even think about it. Very often, I don't think about what I'm going to talk about until I'm on my way there. Like I'll be driving to the event and then I'm going to start talking about what do I want to talk about tonight? Um, and I find something that inspires me. I find something that I really want to talk about that day, that night. But if you're just going to get on stage and you have something completely prepared, if you don't let your personality come through, it's going to be boring. I don't want to, I want my money back. I want my money back. Lucky for you, I'm not charging you anything. Okay, really. Okay. Of course, don't read unless you have to. The way you get around not having to read is know your stuff. Work from an outline. Okay? Have some bullet points. Tại vì sometimes khi mà mình nói and you're nervous, you're on stage, you forget things. So you don't want to forget. Have a bullet point list, yeah? Some kind of an outline to keep you on track. But do not write out a speech because if you do, you will be forced to read it. And no one wants to come and hear someone read a speech. Like, talk to me. Because if I knew you're going to read a speech, just send it to me. I'll read it. Right? So don't just go up there and read something. Know your stuff. Watch for feedback and adapt to it. So important. Like pay attention to your audience. Do they look confused? Okay? Mình mà đang talking about something and you look at them and they're, you know, làm cái mặt đó, nó làm cái mặt. If they look confused, clear it up. If they look confused, they don't understand the point you just made. Go back. Make it in a different way. Don't leave your audience confused. Because once they get so confused, you're going to lose their attention. Yeah, they're going to lose, no longer interested. Then the phone comes out. The phone comes out. And they might look up and pretend like they're listening to you. They're not. They're not scrolling through Facebook. Oh, look at that. Oh my God, I can't believe he posted that. Don't lose your audience. Pay attention. They are giving you cues. Are you making eye contact with them? Eh? Maybe it's good. Are they nodding their head? Oh, you said something and you look down and you see some people go, that's good. So use that. Give yourself a little boost, a little confidence boost. Nhưng mà pay attention. Sometimes I go to MC events, and the Vietnamese are very bad at this. Nhất là những cái tiệc gây quỹ hoặc là anything. Right? Anything. Người Việt Nam mà trong đám đông ngồi ăn, something going on stage, no one listens. And not only are they not listening, nhưng mà they're talking. So when I MC an event and I introduce someone, thì cái lời giới thiệu thì người ta đang để ý, người ta nghe. And then the person starts talking and all of a sudden the volume in the room nó từ từ nó lên. Oh, noisy, 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 noisy. Sometimes I have to take the microphone back and I have to stop everyone. And sometimes I have to stop them from by doing this. I have to go, shh, shh. And I have to do that so they can calm down. But if you don't have an MC doing that for you, you need to take control. Just take a moment, figure out how you're going to pull them back. Don't just keep going. Don't just keep going. I know there's a schedule. Nhưng mình đang nói chuyện, nhưng họ không có nghe, họ không có để ý. Do something. Because if you don't, and you keep talking, cũng như không. Thà không nói, right? Yeah. Mình kêu họ shut up được không chị? Depends on the event. I think before I've had to tell the audience to be quiet. So now you know. So now when you're in an audience, you should be a good audience member, right? You should learn to appreciate that and be a good audience member. Okay, rồi. It's normal to be nervous. It's normal. Like I said, some people làm trong ngành doesn't matter which ngành. It could be truyền thống. It could be giáo sư. It could be many different careers where you have to talk in front of people. And they still get nervous. So it's okay. It's very normal to be nervous. So that's why you have to prepare. Okay? So if I don't prepare because I don't get nervous. Nhưng mà if you get nervous, you better give yourself a lot of time to get comfortable. However, practice does not make perfect. I'm going to say that again. Practice does not make perfect. What happens when you practice too much is that you learn to do it automatically, and it will come off that way. It's like reading. If you memorize a script and you forget a little word or you say something different, you're going to mess yourself up. You're going to mess yourself up. Okay? Sometimes when you practice a speech in your car, in the shower, wherever, and you practice it too much, when you're comfortable, it starts to feel good. And then when you get nervous in front of a group, then you lose your place. You had a plan. You were going to go down just one street, a one-way street too. And you can't lock yourself in that way. So practice does not make perfect. The audience wants something real from you. So if you practice too much, if you're reading a script, that's boring. Okay, that's not being a dynamic speaker. Like, can you imagine my live streams if I wrote a script? Even though I'm used to reading a script, how boring would that be, right? Right. Okay, rồi. Your English does not have to be perfect. Let me give you an example. Yesterday, we had a meeting, and we listened to this gentleman from Argentina. And he spoke English with a very heavy accent. And I loved listening to him. And it was because of his personality. He rất là vui tính. Okay, and he joked a lot. And I loved hearing him talk, actually. I loved the accent because I liked him. So I much rather preferred listening to him for 2.5 hours than if it was someone who spoke perfect English. So perfect English, that's not what's going to make you a good speaker. Okay? You don't need perfect English. Okay? Okay. Rồi, Việt Nam đang nghe luôn. Sorry, hôm nay tại vì cái lesson tiếng Anh hơi nhiều. Nhưng mà you know what? Even it's same thing with Vietnamese or Chinese or any language. Being a speaker, it doesn't matter. I think it's the same everywhere. If you like the person who's talking, you're going to listen to them. So even if they speak English with an accent, even if they're pronouncing things wrong, if you like them, you forgive them. Okay? Sometimes you speak perfect English. You know all the big words, but you're not friendly. People don't like you. They don't care. They still think you're a bad speaker. Nó vậy đó. Okay. So your English does not have to be perfect. So now let's talk about like the mechanical skills. Okay? Mechanical skills. Project. Project tiếng Việt. Tiếng Việt nói sao? Khi mà mình nói đó, you know sometimes nhất là Asian females do this a lot. Phụ nữ Việt Nam mình á, nói rất rất là nhỏ mà like with other people. Có thể ở nhà thì nói tiếng hơi lớn, nhưng mà they just like this. And oh yeah, so you know when they talk, they like project. Nothing worse than not being able to hear the speaker. Don't scream. Scream and projecting different things. Dự án hả? Không biết luôn. But when you speak, project. Especially in front of a big crowd, you're not talking to one person. Như vậy mình đừng có nói chuyện giống như là mình đang nói chuyện với một người đang ngồi đây vậy đó. You have to project. You're talking to a group of people. Okay? Enunciate. Very often people ask me, what is the difference between pronunciation and enunciation? Pronunciation, okay, is like the proper way to say a word. Pronunciation. So sometimes the Vietnamese would say pronunciation. So that's wrong. That's wrong pronunciation. Còn enunciate is how clearly you speak. Okay? You can enunciate and not pronounce something correctly. But if you're pronouncing something correctly and you don't enunciate, they may not hear the word. And something happens when you enunciate. Okay. Khi mình nói chuyện mà mình nói rất là rõ ràng đó, very different. Mình làm cho họ lắng tai muốn nghe. But when you don't enunciate, and even worse, you don't project and you don't enunciate, you've lost your audience. Like, even if they were interested in what, you've lost them. Okay. Project, enunciate, pause. This is your pep talk. P-E-P, pep talk. Pause. I know I've said this to you before. There's nothing wrong with silence. When I hear people speak and they, one, use a lot of filler words, or I can tell they're thinking, they don't know what they're going to say next, but they're afraid that you know that. So you say all these words that don't mean anything, right? So silence is okay. If you need to take a moment, think about what you're going to say next, it's okay. Not only is it okay, it makes you a more dynamic speaker. When you talk and talk and talk, and that's all you do, and then you just talk and you're not taking a break, and that's really bad performance. I love, like, pausing. Okay, it's not weakness. Okay, and let them soak it in. So when I do my training, I will say to them, I'm going to tell you absolutely nothing. I'm going to give you no information, nothing of interest. Like, I'm going to tell you something completely useless. And it's the way I tell you, you're going to sit there and you're going to, because that's what you want from your audience. Like, you want that what is she gonna say next? Mặc dù những cái lời nói của mình nó hông có hay, nó hông nhưng mà cái cách mình nói, right? Làm cho người ta lắng nghe, người ta muốn nghe. Because there are a lot of smart people, but their performance skills when speaking are so bad, they lose the audience. Yeah, and it is a performance. Okie dokie. I forgot what I wrote next. What's the next slide? Let's see. Know your stuff. Know your stuff. That's the number one. Whoa, my camera is drunk. My camera is drunk. Drunk. Hello. Um, you can solve most of your problems just by knowing your stuff. That's why, even when I give keynote speeches in front of like 2,000 people, I don't prepare. I don't write out a speech. I don't even write out an outline, but that's because I'm comfortable. And also, I know my stuff. Now, if you asked me to speak about something I didn't know too much about, oh, then I might prepare. Nhưng mà very often people will tell me to, give a speech on your career. Well, I know that. Or, oh, just talk about how you grew up or talk about your background. Well, I know all that stuff. So if you know your stuff, what does that allow you to do? It allows you to concentrate more on your performance. Otherwise, half of your battle is remembering what it is you have to say. Half of your battle, right, is trying to convince them of something. And then if you really know your stuff, then you can really concentrate on the performance part of it. And so if you're going to be, speaking in front of a lot of groups, if it's part of your job, if it really matters to you, you have to get better at the performance part of it. And I don't know what the next slide is. I don't. Let's see what it is, shall we? What are you giving to your audience? What are you giving to your audience? What are you talking about? Well, have you ever listened to someone and you ask a question or they pose a question and then they say, "You're going to have to buy my book." Really? That means you're just trying to sell them something. You're trying to get something from them. You're trying to get their money. How dare you? So, what are you giving your audience? Are they there to learn something? And if they want to buy something, great. But aren't you supposed to give them the why they should buy it? Right? So, give them something. You are there to give your audience something. You're not there to take from them. You might be trying to sell something, but you're going to have a very hard time getting them to spend any money unless they feel like they're getting something. So give them something that's of value to them. Okay? Don't be like the news where you know how we do what is called a tease, like right before the audience. It's a whole different thing. And I was a great tease writer, by the way. Like right before commercial, I tell you something that makes you want to come back. But you have to give them like enough of a tease. You can't just You got to give them something. So be of value. Don't tell me I drove 2 hours to come and I paid a ticket, the dinner wasn't good, to sit and listen to you talk so that you could tell me to go buy your book. Mm-mm. Okay? Okay. But this is what you get out of it. I know I said you're there to give, right? You're there to give. But this is what you get out of it. Oh, not me. Not me. Back no, back to this there. Okay. Career advancement. Your ability to speak to people, to communicate people is going to help you advance in your career. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. If you are doing anything that's more than just like straight labor, like anyone can do it, and in fact, now robots are doing it, then the way you communicate with people, the way you talk will get you further in your career. Okay? And you should want to go further. More challenging jobs. Right? You know that when you work, you have to grow. You have to leave if you want to make more money. Yeah. So unless you're okay doing what you've been doing the past 30 years, making the same amount of money if you want to grow and move, you have to learn to talk to people. And the more you do it, the better you'll get, and it'll boost your confidence. And there is nothing sexier than a person with confidence. Did I just say sexy? Confidence tiếng Việt là gì? Tự tin hả? Phải không? Tự tin. Mình thấy ai mà họ có họ tự tin là we feel it, right? Hách là khác đó nha. Okay, arrogance is something else. I'm talking about confidence. Okay, rồi. Personal development. Personal development. What does that mean? Well, there's your career development, your professional development. Personal development is always like wanting to better yourself. And that bettering of yourself can include a better job, right? You just have to set goals for yourself. And most of the goals that you set for yourself cannot be reached if you're not a good communicator. So, personal relationships, same thing. Professional relationships, absolutely. Okay. Enhanced communication skills. So, the more you speak in front of people, the more practice you get, like actually doing it, not just by yourself, although that helps. You're going to improve your communication skills. And that doesn't mean just getting better on stage. It doesn't mean just becoming a better presenter. Okay? It's the giving and receiving of information. Really, that's what communication skills are. Is really the art of giving and receiving information. And you'll get better at that. Learn to read your audience. Adapt. Right? If you see something happening, you need to change something. Suddenly you adapt. And adapting to what's happening around you is going to help you in every area of your life. Yes, sirree. Evolved persuasion skills.
Mm.
Persuasion skills. Well, you may say, I don't need to persuade anything. I don't need to persuade anyone anything. Well, you don't have to be a politician. In every industry, I don't care what the industry is, your ability to influence other people, okay? Very important. You know, if you have an argument for something, your ability to present that well, very important. You want a raise? Do you? Do you want a raise? Learn how to present yourself better. Learn how to persuade your boss you deserve a raise. Hmm? Stuff like that. Improve leadership skills. Jason, is that you? Baka? Um, improve leadership skills. And when we talk about leadership skills, of course, work, very important. Okay, you must work with others, but if you are in any kind of leadership role, or if you want to be in any kind of leadership role, you have to be able to talk to people. Okay, so we talked about being on stage, talking to a large group of people. Well, maybe the group of people is only 3 or 4. If you want to be a good leader, you must be able to inspire your colleagues, right? You want to persuade people if you think this is the way to do something, if you think a change needs to be made, you need to know how to communicate it. And by the way, just saying it isn't actually communication, right? The receiving and giving of information. Vocabulary development. I, for one, and you know this, I love English. I love words. I love Vietnamese. I love language. I just love words. Did I tell you yet how much I love words? I love words. And part of being a strong communicator is knowing which words to use in the right situation. So if you're going to talk to a group of school kids, they're in 5th grade, you're not going to talk the same to them than if you were going to talk to a room full of lawyers or a room full of your peers. Yeah. And before, I've said this many times, I am more impressed with someone who has a strong, right? Strong handle, strong hold on vocabulary rather than pronunciation. Thà quý vị phát âm trật lất nhưng especially if I can understand the word. Nhưng mà mình biết cái vocabulary nhiều đó, that will help you much more. Okay, vocabulary is going to help you more than pronunciation. But guess what? When you learn vocabulary, you're kind of forced to learn how to pronounce it. So everything kind of works hand in hand, hand in hand. I think that's the last slide. Yay! Quý vị thấy không? Làm việc cả ngày quên là thứ Năm, mà tối nay là phải có một cái lesson. But people ask me all the time. Public speaking, they get so nervous. There are no tricks. But for people who get very nervous, yes, you must prepare. Just like with your finances. If you ignore it, it's not gonna go away. Not gonna go away. Sooner or later, you're gonna have to face it. Okie dokie. Okie dokie. Do we have any questions? Do we have any questions? Who is this? Leanne Din. Aw, why, thank you, Leanne. Um, em quên tùm lum. Tối nào cũng có lớp mà em quên until I had dinner. Hư quá trời là hư. You deserve a raise? Well, learn how to communicate that. Yeah. Someone agrees that if you have good amount of vocabulary, it will be better to practice in any language. You know what I forgot to talk about? Body language. Oh, body language, rất là important. Very important. There are people, if you watch them talk, they pace. That's all they do. Pace là tiếng Việt mình hình như không có cái từ pace, nhưng mà họ cứ đi qua đi về, đi lui đi lại. You know what I mean? Không có hướng gì hết trơn, cứ just to give them something to do. I don't like listening to speakers who do that. They just pace. No rhyme or reason to how or why they're walking, nothing. They're just comfortable. They think they're covering the room. I've always said, first thing you do when people, when you go on stage or in front of a room or, after they introduce you, like take a moment. Just take a moment and smile and look at people. Yeah. Just take a moment. Be sincere when you say hello. Don't do one of these things. You get introduced, they come up. Well, thank you for having me. I'm really happy to be here. It's really quite an honor for me. As you may know, I was on TV for 30-something years, won 5 Emmys. Who cares? I hate it when people talk that way. No. I can read that stuff. So take a moment. Look at the audience. Smile. If you're thanking them for being there, look like you mean it. Okay. Sometimes people do that not because they're rude, not because they're not thankful, nhưng mà because they're nervous hoặc là they don't know what else to say. So you can say the same things, just say it in a way that is sincere. Act like you're talking. Don't act like it's the 105th time you've done it, like you're tired of doing it as another speech. Don't treat them like that. Have respect for your audience. Have respect for your audience. I have respect for my audience. Whether they're a bunch of third graders, first graders, I do like a career day, little kids. Oh, I love talking to kids. So it doesn't matter who your audience is. Respect your audience. Ánh mắt thì sao, Leyna? Ánh mắt là cái gì? I don't know what that means. What does this mean? Can someone translate ánh mắt là gì? Ánh mắt thì sao? I don't know. And look at that. I have been talking for 50 minutes straight. Chị Leyna không những đẹp, giỏi mà còn tử tế. See? Thank you. Nhưng mà I don't know what tử tế là gì nữa. Dở quá. Dở quá. Ánh mắt là eye contact. Yeah. Yes. Sometimes When you are speaking to a room and maybe you've lost some of them, but maybe you've captured somebody, if you are nervous, if you feel yourself slipping away, does anyone know that feeling? Là mình like the noise level starts rising, mình biết là okay, là họ họ không có pay attention nữa, okay? Sometimes you have to catch the one or two people who are still really listening to you. And low, you have to make eye contact. And if they like you know what they'll do? They'll nod, they'll agree. That's them giving you affirmation. That's them giving you a little boost of confidence. Ừm. Tử tế là kind-hearted? Ủa, vậy hả? Oh, well, thank you. Tử tế. I did not know that. Kind. Hmm. Well, thank you very much. So that another thing I hate, no reason, except, well, okay, I know reason. Somewhere, someone said that you should do like a triangle with your hands, like this, hey, like that, whatever. And I used to work with reporters who always did that. So they stand there and they do this. And then they'll do this, and then they'll do this. And they'll do this, and then they do this. Goobite. It's a robot. What the heck what are you doing? As you know, I talk with my hands. But it has to make sense. If the audience is able to guess that soon you're going to do this, and then soon you're going to do, it's bad. Sometimes people don't know what to do with their hands. Yeah, so sometimes they'll put one hand in the pocket, which is okay. It depends if it makes you feel better. Okay. Sometimes I see people, they hold on to the podium. And sometimes they hold on to the podium and they do this. They'll go back, they walk up a little bit, and they just move like this a lot. And they just look uncomfortable. Thật sự mình feel sorry cho họ luôn á, mình biết là họ đang rất là uncomfortable. So like relax. Like relax. I know it's easier said than like, how do you relax? I'm nervous. Don't tell me to relax. I know it's hard. Breathe. Nothing worse than you're nervous and then you get out there and everyone's looking at you and you're still like, you're nervous and everything starts to get tight. Just stop. Breathe. Breathe. Maggie says she makes jokes during her speech. I do all the time. I can't help it, actually. I have tried to stop myself sometimes. Yes, easy to say, hard to do. Of course. But the breathing is a way to help you relax. Okay? The looking at a person, if you see that someone's actually making eye contact with you and they're agreeing with you and they're smiling at you, turn to them for comfort. Like if you're starting to feel nervous, unsure, look at them. I do that all the time. If I'm an audience member and I can tell the speaker is nervous, and they're like this, and they're like this, and they'll look up at me, and I'll be like, and I'll act real, because I want to give them a little confidence. You're doing okay. Because that confidence, man, that's going to power you through, or the lack of it is going to pull you down. So look for that place of comfort. Okie dokie. Okie dokie. Some housekeeping. Housekeeping là cái gì? Quý vị có bao giờ nghe người ta nói, trước khi một cái, meeting họ hay nói là "Okay, now for some housekeeping" hoặc là, "Some housekeeping before we begin." Housekeeping là những cái việc mà như là cũng là cần thiết, cần nói, nhưng mà mình nói nhanh, mình nói ra rồi nên sau đó meeting, whatever. So, housekeeping. I have gotten many submissions and emails. Um, I am I guess I'm not surprised. There are a lot of people out there who have no plans for retirement. None. Today, I talked to 3 people. No retirement savings. One person had like 7,000 in their 401k. That's it. They want to retire in 8 years. Oh, and by the way, they have a 16-year-old. Can we start saving money for his college? I said, "No, it's too late." What were you thinking? And so I found other ways for them to pay for the education. Not like there's no way to save it all right now. But creative ways to afford the education. But I am shocked at how many people have no idea where their money is going. I sit with them and I say, "How much are you bringing home?" Okay. And then I go through it. I list everything. What's your mortgage payment? What are your car payments? What about utility? How about property taxes? Insurance. Everything, I pull it out of them. And then at the end, I'm like, oh, như vậy là mỗi tháng là chị dư là 3,000. 3,000 she should have extra every month. And she says, "No, God." I'm like, well, we just figured it out. Where's that money going? They don't know. Có là cứ xài, có là cứ xài. So you have to be careful. You got to get serious about how you're going to live later in life. And so I'll show them some stuff. I'll talk to them. And then they say, "Thôi, tôi không có sống đến 85 tuổi đâu." And I have to say, you have to plan for living longer. Do not think I'm not going to make it to 85 or 86. Because what if you do? Thà mình dư tiền. Rồi khi mình mất cái tiền đó tới con cái, phải không? Chứ bây giờ nếu mà quý vị cứ nghĩ là tôi không có sống đến cái tuổi đó đâu, rồi quý vị không có save, what if you do live longer? It's kind of like buying term insurance and not dying within that term. You live one day more and then you've got a problem. So, thank you everyone for contacting me. 99% of the people I talk to are awesome. Oh, and I love learning about their family and and they're so grateful and I love it. And then there's the 1%. The 1% who are lying to me, right? They don't want to tell me how much they're really taking home. And then they're saying, "Oh, that doesn't I don't have that." And then I'm saying, "Okay, I can't help. I can't help." Dang, where have you been? Have you been here since the beginning? Or are you late? Are you late to class? Are you late? I said we're doing some housekeeping. And then I had someone who, oh, she's so cute. She came and met me in the office, and she mang theo gạo and some truffles and coffee from Hawaii. So sweet. So sweet. But I may get diabetes if I keep accepting your sweet gifts. My camera's drunk again. What's going on? So thank you very much. If you contacted me, I'm going to contact you back. Please read your email. Check your junk folder, whatever. Read email nhá. Còn không á, thì nếu mà quý vị có cho số phone thì đến phiên thì I will text you or whatever. Nhưng mà please read your email. Okay. Read your email and I will meet with you. I'm meeting everyone, everyone, and I'm giving you all the time that you need. But I will get mad at you. I will get mad at you if I figure it all out and you refuse to tell me where your money is going. I will get mad at you. And if I have a feeling that you want to pull a fast one, now you want to get into a thing and then you're going to take the money out and run. If I feel like that's what you're trying, I don't have time for, I'm not into that. Go find yourself someone who's going to risk their freedom. So I am here to help. So please just be honest. And nothing is going to make me happier than you. When you're done, you're going to be like, why didn't I do this before? Có rất là nhiều người họ sâu dễ thương, họ nói, trời ơi, tôi mà gặp cô, trước đây mà, I know. Nhưng mà it's better today than tomorrow. Okay? Better today than tomorrow. Rồi. Camille, I go down to Orange County about once a week because it takes me 2 hours to drive down there. But I meet most everyone by Zoom. And then if they want to meet in person, we can meet in Orange County as well. But come on, it's still the beginning of the year. Let's think about it. Like most people don't think about it. And quý vị ơi, nếu quý vị đã từng mua life insurance rồi đó, find the policy. Find the policy. Take a look at it. How many of you have life insurance and you haven't looked at it? You have no idea what you bought. You have no idea the money that you put in it, what's in it now. Okay, I talked to a young lady tonight. She was paying this much, but when I made her read her statement, the money they subtracted was different. She's paid into it for 11 years, but the account value right now is about 5,000 less than just her initial the payments that she put in. So please be careful when you're buying things from friends and family. Okay. Double life insurance. A lot of people have more than one policy. If you know how to structure it correctly, a lot of wealthy people have several policies. Yeah, several. Okie dokie. No. Someone else, is everyone here from California? No. In fact, most of the people I help are not from California. And it's wonderful that I'm able to actually help. Oh, wait a second. Hold on. Let me see which was it? Oh, that's magic. Guess what, everybody? It's almost like the ink is almost dry, as they say. We are now able to help foreign nationals. So if you don't live in the United States, we can help you now. You know what? I'm going to do a video on, how, like if you want leather goods, what country do you think of? Italy, right? Every country's kind of got what they're known for, like coffee, Brazil, whatever. Bourbon, Kentucky. Do you know what product the US is known for? Like the best, like if you're going to get something, the best place to get it is US life insurance. Because it's regulated, because people actually get paid out. Because in some countries, you can buy insurance and you actually may not be insured. The rates are so much better than other countries, right? So we are now able to help people who do not live in the United States. Of course, there are some requirements, but for the most part, so all my friends from Canada, I can help you. My friends in Vietnam, Australia. I actually have a friend who asked me about this months ago, and I couldn't help her then. She's Australian. Her husband's American, but they live in Vietnam. I can help them now. So, okie dokie, everybody. So here we are, 5 minutes over. I hope you enjoyed tonight's lesson. If you have questions, comment. Quý vị bấm like chưa vậy? Có ai để ý cái số mà tại vì bây giờ Leyna thấy không có được. Did you guys press like yet? Yes? So press like. Tell your friends. Okie dokie. And then chưa biết là thứ hai mình nói về cái gì đây? Something having to do with money. Yeah. Okay. Camille just pressed like. Thank you, Camille. Chị Yên. Very good. Okay, don't. So make sure you press like. If you have something that you'd like me to talk about, whether it's in finance or whether it's English related, please let me know in comments. I do read your comments. In fact, 99% of my videos are made directly because of a comment. And that's right. Mình press like, mình press một lần thôi nha. Yeah, quý vị nào mà thích quá bấm 2 lần không được đâu. Press it only once. Okay. Now we're going to find that music. Where is that music? Đâu rồi? Here it is, right here. And here we go. There you go. Okay, relax, everybody. Breathe. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. I hope you enjoyed tonight's program. I hope to read comments from you. Oh, of course, my contact information. Michael, thank you. Give it up for Mike. Michael is the best moderator. The best. Nothing but the best here on Leyna Nguyen's channel. LeynaNguyen.net. Nha quý vị. Net. Okay. So, good night, everyone in the United States. Have a great day there in Vietnam. That's how you get in touch with me. The more information you give me, the more I'm going to be able to help you. Like if you don't tell me how old you are, I'm not going to help you until I find out. If you don't tell me how much money you make, I can't help you. Okay? Okay then. I love you guys. I wish I could see you guys. Maggie's a new subscriber. I'm loving Maggie. I am loving me some Maggie right now. Thank you for subscribing. That's cool. Rồi. Có gì chúc quý vị ngủ ngon nhá. Có một ngày rất là vui vẻ bên Việt Nam nữa nè. Thứ hai mình gặp lại nha. Bàn cái gì về tài chính đó, hơi I'll tell you some more stories. I'll tell you some more stories on Monday. And that's it. It's so hard to say goodbye. It's so hard to say goodbye. Good night.